What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So we got some great news. Great news. And I'll explain why. We have undefeated two-time WBC super middleweight world champion, now light heavyweight superstar title contender, David the Ecuadorian Mexican monster Benavidez. 30 wins, no loss, no draw. 24 wins by way of knockout. He is 28 years of age, 6'2" with a 75-inch arm reach, coming off of what he deems to be the biggest win in his career, as he, in February 1st, he took on which was seen to be the toughest challenge of his career in Cuban superstar David Morrell Jr., and David Benavidez won a unanimous decision. His second fight at 175. He beat Alalashiekh Gavsdik. He beat David Morrell at 175, right? Two big victories. In his last four fights, he has beaten Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andrade, Alalashiekh Gavsdik, and David Morrell. He's making major waves. With that said, he's the World Boxing Council, better known as the WBC, mandatory challenger for Russian superstar, two-time light heavyweight world champion, and undisputed now light heavyweight world champion, Dmitry Bivol. Okay? He's the mandatory challenger now for Dmitry Bivol. And Dmitry Bivol is now coming off the biggest win of his career, avenging the only loss on his resume to his Russian countryman, fellow countryman, another superstar in Artur Beterbiev. Okay? Dmitry Bivol is 24 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 12 wins by way of knockout, 34 years of age, 6 feet tall with a 72-inch arm reach. February 22nd, a few weeks after David Benavidez beat David Morrell, he rematched then undefeated Artur Beterbiev, 4-time light heavyweight world champion and undisputed light heavyweight world champion, and fellow countryman, as I stated, Artur Beterbiev, who they fought October 12th, 2024, and Beterbiev won a majority decision over Bivol, and he suffered the only loss on his record. Okay? Dmitry Bivol shocked the world with his style. He won the first 4 rounds, 3 to 4 rounds. Then he pulled the rope-a-dope, the old Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope in the middle rounds, got back in the game in the 7th round, took off 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then he took over 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 and dominated Artur Beterbiev to win a majority decision. Identical scorecards as the first fight, just in reverse. How ironic is that? Now Artur Beterbiev is 21 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 20 wins by way of knockout. But he is 40 years of age, 5'11.5" with a 73-inch arm reach. Now, obviously, 2 very extremely close fights, so they're going to have a trilogy. And they are under the green thumb and the tutelage of His Excellency, Turki Alalashiekh, to which David Benavidez flew out for this fight. Now, he didn't stay for the main event, but he met with Turki Alalashiekh. And now he's stating that he understands that they want to have a trilogy, and they're going to make the trilogy. And now he's just negotiating the money with Turki Alalashiekh. And once the money is squared away, he wants to fight on the undercard of the trilogy between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. And he says it'll help promote that fight. Now, this is something I've been saying because it's the WBC mandatory. There's a few other mandatories, okay? You have the IBF mandatory, which is Michael McKinson, if I'm not mistaken. No, Michael Eifert, excuse me. And then the WBO mandatory challenger, who is Caleb Smith, who fought on this card against Buatsi, and he beat Buatsi, okay, for the WBO mandatory position. Caleb Smith is a guy who was a world champion at 168 pounds. He was the WBA champion. He fought against Canelo. He lost to Canelo, and then he moved up in weight. Caleb Smith is 31 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. 34 years of age, 6'3" with a 78-inch arm reach. He beat the undefeated Buatsi, unanimous decision on the undercard. So I said, this is a great idea. Go ahead and fight Caleb Smith on the undercard, right? That makes sense. Okay, you fight and beat Caleb Smith on the undercard. Then start promoting you versus the winner, because it don't matter now who wins, because now they win the series, right? Whoever wins, they'll be 2-1 and they win the series. You beat Caleb Smith, who's the WBO mandatory. Now you have a leg up on Michael Alford, who's the IBF mandatory, okay? You have a leg up now. Now you have a leg up. Now you have 2 mandatory positions, the WBO and the WBC. You have more power to solidify yourself as the mandatory towards the winner of that fight. And guess what? David Benavidez has agreed. He agreed that he's just waiting for Turkey to get the money, and he's more than willing to fight in Riyadh season or wherever the card is going to be, okay, with Turki Alalashiekh, and to promote and begin to promote a fight with the winner of that fight. And Caleb Smith is the perfect opponent. And again, he's on the same time frame because he fought on that undercard as well. The perfect fight for David Benavidez. And Caleb Smith is, again, somebody who's very well known, who is a former world champion, who only has 2 losses and just coming off of one of the biggest wins of his career against Buatsi. And his style is tailor-made for David Benavidez. He was in a back-and-forth fight with Buatsi. This is the perfect fight. He was knocked out by Beterbiev. Perfect fight for David Benavidez. So he agrees to deal with and work with Turkey. That's great news for this big fight that we want to see him in against Beterbiev or Bivol. What y'all think? Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.